Hello and warm welcome. So this is my first live stream back after having been hacked, and I just wanted to jump on a live stream. In fact, I've been wanting to jump on a live stream since last Wednesday when the hacking happened. So it's been a week. I'm really glad to be back, everybody. Thank you very, very much for your comments. Great to see members coming back. I think Ruby is one of the oldest members on the channel, if not the oldest. So great that their membership has been reinstated as well. I really missed you guys as well. And great to see you watching me on that Nokia communicator. What a great phone that is. But I just wanted to jump on and sort of tell you the story really, and just say thank you, because I think even when I wasn't able to communicate with you, so many of you did reach out, and you all know who you are, and many kind thanks to that. Found me on other social medias, found me, some of you obviously have my email and things like that, and we've talked before. And yeah, it was just absolutely lovely to see you. Yeah, I have logged out of all devices and all major platforms. Don't you worry about that. Actually, the Google recovery system is really good in terms of what it tells you to do afterwards. So that's been good. And what I thought I would do here today is I would actually just sort of tell the story, just tell you what happened, let you all know that it is me. I am back. Sorry for the live stream if you saw it, which was the Bitcoin live stream. I don't even know what the guy's name is, but apparently he's a big deal. Obviously wasn't him or his company. It was just somebody having hacked that and replaced it with their QR code. That I think, I mean, this is the thing that's been sort of bugging me in a way, is that these people are clever enough to hack my channel in such a really quick way. You know, they're obviously very skilled, quite clever people actually, but yet all they think of to do with it is to put a QR code and ask people to donate Bitcoin, you know, which it said there was like 20,000 people watching this live stream on my channel when it got hacked, and they put this, just, it wasn't really a live stream, it was just a loop of the same sort of 3 minutes of a talk this guy was giving. And you know, maybe they do get enough QR code scans and enough donations of Bitcoin like from that to make it worth their while. But I just thought, well, actually, if you put that effort into making your own channel or just having a job, you definitely earn more money than what you're getting through that. So, and I don't really think that there were 20,000 people actually watching. I think there was 20,000 accounts, you know, fake accounts, bots, whatever you want to call them, actually watching that live stream at that time. But yeah, insane. And what actually happened? Well, lost my channel for a week, and the reason was that I got phished. And you know, I've gone through the whole gamut of emotions, I think, about that. You know, I get a lot of emails. I get a lot of emails, and you'll know if any of you are making your own channels and sharing your own content out there, like you'll get to a certain time. Warm welcome to see you back as well, Christina. That you'll get to a certain size, and then suddenly you'll have this absolute influx of like daily offers of collaborations and things like this, and it all gets a bit much, and it's hard to spot the kind of genuine ones from this one. I mean, it actually had copied a genuine influencer and brand sort of connection agency's website. It copied it exactly, and I just thought, you know, it was a perfect copy. I just thought, oh, you know, this seems like it might be worth something. And I remember thinking, like, this is probably nothing, probably not worth doing at all. And I went through, and it says, you know, make an account with us. We can sort of link you with people to work with. Great. Okay. And then it just had one of those sign in with Google ticket things. And so I clicked sign in with Google, and that was it really. And from then on, you know, it was a bit of an odd, it was an odd response page. So what you clicked sign in with Google, and then it kind of didn't do anything. It kind of just, the page just closed. And I guess what happened then is that they've stole the browser cookies. So these are called session cookies, which sort of, you know, have you noticed that if you open the same browser, you're already logged into things? These are the cookies that tell the browser that you're already logged in. And so it was effectively already logged in to my Google account, and then it just changed the first thing it did was to download those 8-digit security codes for your Google account. Then, and I know this because I've got this kind of trail of the emails back to my backup email, and none of those emails had, no, that's not me, don't do this. So I noticed this a few minutes later, but over the period of 9 minutes, they'd generated those codes. Then they had changed the recovery email address, changed the recovery phone number, changed the password, and that was it. I was locked out. So in 9 minutes, these people were able just to totally take control of my account. And I noticed it first when in the top corner of the browser on the computer I was on, it said, verify it's you, log in again. So I tried that. They even changed one of the phone numbers that they'd added to it. Oh, they added a passkey as well. They even changed one of the, and as soon as you added a passkey, it's like, it's ridiculous. And yes, I've certainly checked that has gone. All the passkeys have gone. I've checked all the different things. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, you live and you learn. But I mean, it was so, and as I say, I felt a bit embarrassed about it happening. I felt like, I felt a bit, obviously victimized, but you got to remember it's an attack. And I also felt, it really says something about my sort of mentality, because I was locked out of this channel, and maybe a couple of hours later, I was already thinking, oh, okay, well, it's a bit of an opportunity to start a new one, because I knew that you guys would, if you saw me starting a new channel, you'd be there to support as well. So yes, it absolutely sucks, but I have to remember I got attacked. It was a very convincing attack. I'm massively grateful for the position that I have and the people that are here saying hello and saying thank you very much. Yeah, this is funny as well. I thought this as well, like, oh no, that channel's got all of my old physics videos, which I still use and share with my class. So that's funny as well. Yeah, it is just, I think I just need to be a bit more paranoid. And I think that for me, I was also a bit cross that somebody could change all of those recovery options in 9 minutes. And I know that because that's from the first email saying that somebody's logged in from somewhere, through to the last one saying, your recovery email has been changed from this one. 9 minutes had passed. And I just think you shouldn't be able to change more than one recovery option, maybe in 24 hours. And obviously, I've been using this Google account since 2008, right? So like that's when I made it. And so there's loads of things on there. And this channel started 10 years ago, just as a sort of way to make revision videos for my students. And, I've obviously, I know and knew that, okay, it's a bit dangerous now. It's a sort of asset. The channel is a media asset now. It's actually worth something. A bit dangerous to have that and all my personal stuff on one account. Well, it's not all my personal stuff anymore, but just loads of, over those years, loads of different things where I've clicked sign in with Google, and it just to be exactly that's caused that issue. It was surprising. I think I do have to be a bit more paranoid. I think I do have to be a bit more careful. And what I'm going to do is you can add extra accounts onto your YouTube channel, and I'm just going to use one of those as a kind of viewer. And as I say, like it's a common thing. I've got it with loads of different companies where you can sign in just to allow them to view your analytics, basically. So you can imagine somebody who's looking to work with you and link you up with brands and things like that for reviews or for sponsorships or anything like that. Then, they want to see your demographics and things like that. There's loads of things where you can just grant them access just to see, they don't become editors and things like that, just to see your analytics. And obviously it wasn't a real Google page. They just copied it exactly. And there we are. Yeah, I mean, I've checked, obviously I've done a full computer scan, of course. Yeah, absolutely I have. And it wasn't on this computer, and I'm convinced they aren't, it seems to be all they wanted to do was to start that live stream and then move on, because you can see when you've been logged in, and they had logged in for just those few minutes to start that live stream, and then I think they've just moved on because there's no more activity on my account since then as well. So yeah, it's a real frustrating thing, real stress. But here we are. They changed the logo. I think what's going to be most annoying for me will be that so for some reason, when it's been restored, all of the thumbnails haven't come back on my channel. So I'm kind of like thumbnail free on a lot of my videos now, which is a bit frustrating. That's going to take me a little while. And of course, I've lost a week. And yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. And you know, I would say I really just wanted to come here and share with you guys how that felt, but also how grateful I am for your kind of support. And, you know, I'm really glad I'm here as well. And yeah, so if you can see a way clear to helping me out a little bit, just go back maybe into my channel and watch things that you've maybe enjoyed in the past. Go ahead and look out for, you know, videos that are new. Start yourself a little binge session would be really good. If you can watch like 3 or 4 videos like in a row of mine, that's a real good signal to YouTube that's valuable content. You know, it loves those little binge sessions. So if you can do that, it'll be really great. Like the videos, obviously subscribe. All these things are little signals to YouTube, and I hardly ever say that. I hardly ever say like and subscribe or share, but sharing a video is very powerful. So if you, I don't know, if you discuss e-ink on Reddit or something like that, or wherever else, Facebook groups or anything like that, where you've just got a good WhatsApp group of people who are kind of like-minded, and you just want to shove one of my videos up there that you think they'll be interested, that would be massively appreciated. Or if you can just click share and just see what the options are and think, okay, I'll just share that onto somewhere, it just sends that signal to YouTube, this is valuable content. And that's going to help me just pick that momentum back up, because it's a week kind of lost, and a week where from YouTube's point of view, my viewership has been 0. And it's, you know, that means YouTube, the algorithm doesn't know that's happened. It doesn't know to kind of reset and go back to exactly the same thing. And I can see some of the videos that were really popular before haven't yet picked up again. It might be because their thumbnails are missing or anything like that. But definitely, you know, if you can just help me just sort of spread the good news, that'd be really great. Yeah, thank you very much for this. Yeah, I wish you joy of your Supernote Nomad. Have you got it yet? The funny thing was that still there's a few little affiliate sales as well, so it didn't completely grind to a halt. And I wonder where they sort of came from, really, as well. So I also, yeah, as I said, I am genuinely moved, and I was kind of like, it's an opportunity rather than a difficulty, and I'm going to see it that way, and I'm going to sort of rethink exactly how I make videos and what I want to focus on. I'm going to take a moment to, you know, I'd intended on taking a moment, obviously, over Christmas to pause a little bit and reflect, and sort of learn the valuable lessons from this. I am going to you know, come back with a bit more focus on community, I think, and a bit more focus on sort of how-tos, and a bit more focus on workflow, a little bit less of a kind of scattergun approach, which I sometimes do. And I say that, and I'm about to unbox 4 totally different things with you here, whilst we just have another little little chat as well. And I'm going to, you know, I'm really genuinely moved by the kind of community aspect, and it was exciting to me that, okay, I can start a little bit afresh, and I can think about, and I think that just says something about my personality. I always see the positivity. When I got my eye injured, I was already thinking about like what sports I could play with just one eye, you know. So I certainly feel like that's going to be a good thing, to sort of see the opportunity in this rather than the purely negative. I also want to say a massive thanks to everyone who reached out, just to say, I hope you're okay. But I really also want to say a big thanks to David at Tablet Tech, who reached out and also made a little video just to say that what had happened, and he made a post as well. And there's a few other people in our wonderful e-ink community who've done that. I'm not going to name too many names, but you know who you are, having reached out and found me in different ways and done that. But David's video actually meant that it came on the radar of one of my viewers who works with Google, and he was able to get in contact and say, he was able to say, morning to you, Rod, as well. Good to see you, buddy. He was able to say, you know, are you getting things set back up again? And I said, well, yeah, okay. What you do is you find the creator support link, and actually the place to reach out is you reach out on Twitter, funnily enough. So you reach out on Twitter to @TeamYouTube, and they start the wheels of getting your channel back. So creators, if you ever have this happen to you, then funnily enough, Twitter is the place that you go first. at Team YouTube, and they'll hopefully get the process started of getting it back. But they were never really going to, they might have done, but they weren't intending on reinstating the Google account, just the channel, and then they would have ascribed the channel to a new account and given you that account basically. So I was worried about losing everything on my Google account, which would have been, you know, just a lot of other things that I would have had to reorganize the subscription for essentially. But this Google employee, and special thanks to him, I won't name the name again, just, you know, just to keep him anonymous, but massive thanks for starting the wheels internally and getting the Google account back. And that happened after sort of 2 days of talking with some people there. And then I was back into Google, but not back into YouTube, because the account was just closed. The channel, as you know, is just gone for violating community guidelines. But they've all been scratched now, obviously, it being someone else's fault rather than mine. So I'm really grateful for this amazing community, and that, you know, that those messages of support made me know that I could really do it again. And I know that I can sort of get things back where they were. And, you know, the encouragement just to say hello and everything like that today, you know, is really just, yeah, it's got me really excited again, really pumped to be back and making more content. So yeah, absolutely wonderful. Let me know any questions about that. Are we going to unbox these 4 things? Hello to you, Swaggy, as well. I do have a separate account for watching videos, but it's funny that, like, I didn't watch a lot of YouTube, partly because my main account, I've got like 2 accounts of mine apparently seem to be linked to YouTube Premium, but like I was like trying to watch some YouTube and I didn't have the YouTube Premium because I it's linked to this account. And like, so I was like there, like, firstly without my algorithm. So I've kind of obviously carefully trained my algorithm to what it likes, what I like. And that, so it wasn't recommending me things that I was that interested in anyway. And there wasn't YouTube Premium. So I was like, oh, I have to stop for ads. So I definitely recommend YouTube Premium. And, you know, like if you ever do anything like listen to music or podcasts or anything like that, having them not interrupted and not having to go and click skip ads is absolutely wonderful. Yes, so I do, and I've certainly made some new Google accounts, and I'm going to use them for different things as well. I do use work things separately from my personal things, and I do have now a kind of testing account. And I'd wondered if, like, yeah, thank you, yeah, exactly, yeah, I'm certainly glad to not lose all my hard work. And it's things like the Google Drive, and it's not even important documents on my Google Drive, not really like sensitive documents, but they're just like, they're documents I've worked on, like bits of writing that I've done, articles I've written, things that I just want to refer back to. And there's so many things I'm just like, gotta just, you know, quickly reference that, or what was that thing? What was that bit of information? And luckily, again, I can tell that nobody's really done much. Well, I don't think that anyone's done anything with the stuff on the Google Drive. So it could have been a lot worse. And let's say it certainly is, yeah. Let's say there's loads of things that happen in life that really put this type of thing in perspective. And I'm just very glad, obviously, I'm very glad of where I am, the people I'm with, IRL, shall we say, as well as the wonderful community that we've got here online around these sort of really purposeful bits of tech. So without further ado, I'm going to do a little bit of an unboxing. I'm going to just get that ready for just a moment. So, and maybe just catch my breath and cough a moment and take a drink of water. And whilst we do that, just you know, any questions you want to know, we can do that. We can talk a little bit more about them as we go, but I will just yeah, I'll be back in just a moment with the top down camera, and I've got a few things to unbox, including, I think I'll probably start here, the VWoods AI paper reader color there as well. And we just, you know, have a quick look at those for the next sort of half an hour, and then I'll call it. But I'm back tomorrow with this live stream that I was scheduled for last Thursday. I'm going to do the top 10 e-ink phones, which is what I was planning on doing. So I'll be back in just a moment. I just want to take a moment to talk about my membership offer. There are 3 tiers of membership. Firstly is the advanced review evaluators, and people love to see my videos before they go live to the public. The next tier is members only videos, and this year I'm increasing the number of members only videos that I put out each month. It's amazing to me that my channel is at the point where I can't respond to every single comment that I get. I try my best to get around to as many as I possibly can, but as a member in any tier, I'll always respond to your questions first. And I do know that many of you have questions about your specific use case. And the last tier is my office only tier, where I'll offer you a call every quarter if you join that tier. So you can discuss and get advice about which one might suit you, but also how you can integrate these into your work life. I really appreciate that many of you want to support the channel in this way, and this is just a bit more than giving a super thanks on a live stream. So thank you once again. Okay, so thank you very, very much for being here. Here we go then. Let's add that one in, and here we go. So we have VWood's AI paper color, and I've been sat on this. I've been wanting to make this little video here, and yeah, let's do it. Let's have a little look. And yeah, if you want to know anything more about the hacking or anything like that, just fire away. And if you've got questions about these, then let's do that as well. I'm not going to do much more than just fish these out of boxes and sort of have a general look at the hardware. I've been looking at the VWood's AI paper reader itself already, and I think that they have done I've got to start with my passcode again, and I'm being doubly conscious of security all the time now. And I did get this linked with Google Play Store as well now, so that's all up and running. And I think they've done a generally pretty good job of that, apart from not including the bicolor front lights, although it's generally pretty white. And they've said that, yeah, they just wanted to provide one white color and not have the kind of complexity of having you choose a different color light. Now, I'm not sure about that. Not sure about that at all. Oh, there we are. I think I'd rather have a warm color reader, a warm color light on my reader just for nighttime reading, because a lot of people read just before bed. But generally though, these two have got really nice thin bodies. And you like these as well, don't you, Rod? Let me know. And I think they've done a good job on the case. This is the sort of faux leather case. The screen looks really, really good. This is the Carter 1300 screen, but this time it's the Kaleido free screen here, and it does look really, really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this onto the Wi-Fi, choose correct English, and then we'll see if we can just get onto a website and have a little look at the color. Yeah, and this was, I think this was my gripe. You know, this looks great. Looks really quite good, actually. My gripe was, where's my onboarding tutorial? Yeah, where's my, like, where's my how to use my VWoods? And why is there no link between this and the larger VWoods? The colors look really good, though. The colors do look really very nice. And generally, this is handling things quite nicely. This is a nice phone-sized e-reader. Whoops, I've accidentally pressed the AI button there. You know, and it's for free, you know, they've given you access to quite a lot of models there. On the AI button. It's a lot of cookies, isn't there? You can see and it doesn't seem to have much in the way of kind of like optimized e-ink modes for different apps. Because this should certainly have gone into the fast mode without me having to tell it to do that. And you can see that's nowhere near as fast as other companies have got their e-ink working. Is quick refresh, that's faster, but it's not the sort of 30 frames per second, and you've really lost a lot of clarity there. but on its fast mode and its best display mode, it looks good. That's fast mode. Best display mode does look really quite good. So yeah, I think this is going to be a similar sort of message here. It's not inexpensive, the two of them, and I do think I've got, just knocking around, I've got the Highbreak S. I do think if you fancy a look at a kind of if you fancy a look at a smartphone with e-ink, then Highbreak S is a good shout. I certainly think that that's the inexpensive way to give an e-ink phone a go, and the black and white one is certainly good enough in terms of, you know, it's all you need. The only thing that I'm not so keen on this is just not having that thumbprint reader, really. So cool. I will obviously come back to the V-Woods color in a full video. Do tell me you're a big fan of the V-Reader, yeah? Do tell me any questions you have about it. Do all e-ink phones have a front light? Yeah, I don't think there's one without. I wondered why V-Woods didn't make one without, because I think that would have differentiated them, you know, and they could have actually made it a millimeter thinner, maybe not quite half a millimeter thinner, maybe without that front light layer. I think that would have been quite a nice shout. Maybe, I think you almost certainly need a front light. Oh, now there is warm and cold on the color one. So that's quite important actually, because warm and cold, and that's quite nicely done. They've made that quite nice there, that they've got the cold and the warm light separately with two different colors. Yeah, that's nice actually. Okay, don't know if anyone knew that. So that's good. Yeah, I really missed you too. It's done. Yeah, I think this is pretty nice actually. I'm going to stop now with it because it will have to just check it if it needs to do any updates or anything like that. It's not really fair to test it out at this point. But you have to go through the you have to give it a GSF ID yourself, basically, before it has Google Play on it, before you can use Google Play to install apps. So I think that that's a bit of a difficulty when you've got Big Me and Books just doing that automatically. And I did wonder, just to go back to the hack, I did wonder, I've got so many different devices that I've logged into that I wondered if that was the sort of source of this hacking at first. But no, because I use a different account now. I have just an account that I use for testing now, partly because it's just sort of so many different things already on that that first account. But yeah, I definitely use a different account for that, and I've tried to differentiate different accounts for different things. So yeah, using Google Play Store, having that installed immediately would be nice. It took me a minute. It was quite challenging. Just a few little things I needed to try a few times to get it actually up and running, the Google Play Store. But it is working, the Google Play Store, now on here, and you can install all of your things there as well. So good. Let me know any questions and I'll make sure that I do in my longer video. Quick question: what camera and lens am I using? So the main camera is R5 with the 24-105, Canon R5. This camera is R50 with a EF 10-18, I think, on it, which is good. It's a good lens. It's a good lens considering it's like a cheap plastic EFS rather. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Onboarding, like you haven't seen a single sort of tutorial. You're just so used to that now. You know, the first time it doesn't know that I'm an expert. The first time it needs to tell, at least needs to tell you about the different screen modes. And what it should have, rather than knowledge base, it should have paper and it should have pickings from the V-Words. You know, it should just have the same terminology. And yeah, one series of devices not talking to each other is not very smart at all. I think that they, however, have made, out of the whole series of small e-ink devices, which I'll talk about tomorrow, I think they've made one of the nicest, cleanest, sort of thinnest, lightest designs, and it's really pleasant for that reason. So lots to love here, and as is often a conclusion by many a tech reviewer on the internet. Let's see what they can do in updates to these, because it could still be absolutely fabulous. Cool. Yeah, it's lovely to look at, isn't it? Absolutely. Cool. So we're going to go and have a look at a couple of other things. I've got, let's go in no particular order. This is the Arizen Zip Trifold Ultra Portable Projector. Let's call this up as well here. I think I'm saying that right. There it is. Zip Series Your Flex to life. So I guess this is, and this is, wow, this is like £470, is it? Okay, so it's not a cheap little beast, is it? But I guess this is the type of projector that they include on smartphones. Some companies now as well, some sort of outdoor rugged smartphone companies that are out there, which I really like those companies, but I like their style. I like the focus on outdoors. I mean, they're often used for people in work. But yeah, I'm interested in this. We have one of their projectors next door, which they sent to me before. And of course, kind thanks to all these companies for sending these things out for review. That's nice. That's a nice unboxing scenario, isn't it? Oh, I wasn't expecting. Oh, there's a very zip and Z motif there, isn't there? For our unbox therapy session almost after having the hacking. That is a very compact little guy, isn't it? Okay, so I guess we get USB-C cable, of course. And it is a C2C. And some information. I'm not going to do anything apart from just unbox and open the thing. I might go ahead and plug it into a phone to see if you immediately get a signal out of it. Do not attempt to fully flatten the zip, as exceeding these angles may result in irreversible damage. So the maximum is 90 degrees there. Got some different languages there. That's quite cute, isn't it? Don't fully flatten it. Ooh. Cool. I mean, that's very nice. I mean, what other details do we have about it? I've got the dark grey. There's a gold as well. A DLP projector, it says. Not sure what that means exactly. One-click connection without Wi-Fi. Okay. Accessory free. Zero lag autofocus. Time of flight precision. 1.5 hours of entertainment. Fast USB-C recharge. Weighs the same as your phone, but it's half the size. So they're saying it's kind of like, okay. I think it's heavier than a phone, to be honest. But yeah, it's not too bad. Focus on the good stuff. Well, that's what we're all doing here, isn't it? On Kitbets Masters YouTube channel, back up and running. There's a little switch there with bright and dark. Maybe that means like make it brighter when you're in an outdoor setting. I don't know if it's going to have any power on it. Is that the on button? Yeah, it's got light there. Got some buttons on the top. Oh, it's already projecting. Okay. That's not too bad, is it? Let's go ahead and just solo me then for one moment so you can see. Got little buttons on there for connecting. Hasn't done the auto keystoning yet, but you can't really see very well on the video, but it is focused because the video is focused on me, the camera's focused on me rather than it. It is focused. That seems to be doing what it says it is. The resolution is 720. The brightness is 100 lumen. So that's not what we often use for brightness. We use nits for brightness often. And there we go. So it's telling us how to do screen mirroring and stuff like that. Win plus P. See if I can. No, I'll do that another time. So I'm just going to leave it there. I can tell you that, yeah, it's bright enough to see in my room at the minute, which is quite bright. It looks quite sharp for 720p, looks pretty sharp as well. So that's obviously basic HD, not full HD. The fan noise levels, it says, are between 35 decibels and 28. I can hear the fan myself. Can you hear it on the live stream? Yeah, okay. I don't know whether I can just put my phone into it and get display out. Because that would be an obvious kind of use case. Would be just to go straight in with a USB-C cable from your phone. Oh, it says just go ahead and go screencast. So do wireless streaming. But I kind of feel like USB-C would be the simplest way to do it. Standard adapter it asks for. No, so it's asking me to do it wirelessly. Go on then, we'll stick around and do it, shall we? I don't mind. No, I can't see the right option. It'll be buried in there somewhere. So I will, without further ado, I'll move on because I think that's going to get a bit dull, but it does look pretty cool. Not, I'm pretty positive about that. That seems to be quite a good little device. Getting quite hot. It's auto rotate there as well, so you could actually stream vertically. Although you wouldn't be able to stand it up vertically, I don't think. Just sit it like that, I suppose. Yeah, cool. That's pretty neat. So, to be continued with the Aruzen, how do you reckon you say that? Arzen Zip. Thanks very much to them. Any questions about that? Helping your channel rise from the ashes. Thank you, Roz. Appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. Glad to be back. Kind. Thanks for that. Really nice to see you all here as well. You know, and this is the thing. You think to yourself, "Gosh, I'm going to lose all that momentum, and people aren't necessarily going to be there when you do eventually go live." And I just wanted to tell that story. And you know, if you're joining or you're watching on the replay, do go back and watch the kind of start of that, because I did go through what actually happened and why I was missing for a little while. So this is a Soyan mini PC. This is a N150. So N150s are your kind of very basic chip from Intel. This is, no, that's not the same one, I don't believe. I can only see it at AliExpress at the minute, rather than, we're looking at about a sort of sub $200. Yeah, it's saying I've got the 256 and I've got the 12 gigabyte, which isn't an option on Ali. So you're looking at about $150-ish, this kind of range here. Okay, so this is the type of PC that if you just need something that's got one purpose, you want something just to be, you know, doing one job sort of routinely. It's not going to be a performance beast. It's not going to be able to be a 4K video editing machine or anything like that, but it is going to be able to do a job on Windows. When you see that, what do you all think? It's unnecessary, but it's very nice. Warm welcome and hello, thank you. Warm welcome into my life, Soyan. Very nicely packaged. I can just fish it out. Oh, okay. Maybe not quite. The whole thing came out. Yeah, that's very neat, isn't it? It's very small. What else do we get? HDMI cable and a power adapter and some VSA mount screws and another mounting bracket there as well, because you've got, yeah, it's too small to be a VSA, so you have to mount this to that and then that to the VSA. So cool, you can mount it. And this has a barrel adapter. That'll be a 12-volt job, I imagine. Come back to that later. The one thing I was interested in that is you actually get 2 USB-Cs. So yeah, this is not the one that I'm looking at just here. Got 2 HDMIs and a display port, and you've got 2 LANs as well. There's the power there. Now I wonder if one of those, did read the specs of this, I wonder if one of those can actually be power in as well, and I wonder if the other one can be DisplayPort out, because that would be ideal. If you're making a mini PC these days, then what we want to see is we want to see that the mini PC can be powered by just about any 100 watt power supply. No luck there so far. You know, if it can be powered, no, I don't think so. So I think you're going to have to power this guy. It's just not kicking on at all, because that can do 100 watts out, that one. So you want something that can be powered by power delivery, even at a lower standard than 100 watt, and you want the other, a second USB-C. That's definitely 100 watt. So no, I don't think you're going to be able to get any power through there, which means that you're therefore always using the DC in, sorry, which is, you know, that's not a terrible thing. They obviously supply you with that power adapter, but it would be nice if you could just sort of mount this anywhere with just about any charger, as most chargers now are going to be power delivery. And it's all they need. And if you can do it with a laptop, with an N150, you can do it with a mini PC with an N150 as well. Any other interesting bits here? Any questions about this? Yeah. Yeah, what do you think when he said the color hello? You think Apple, of course you do, mate. Yeah. So what, you know, you can do it your own way. You know, there's lots of things I'd rather have seen than a blatant imitation of Apple. But there we are. This is an inexpensive mini PC, and I'll put it for its paces, and I will let you know in a follow-up if it's any good. It is, by the way, broadly the same size as the GMK Tech. This is the G2, which is, this is an N100, but they have this sort of form factor in N150 as well. You can see here, I think you can power this one with the USB-C. Yeah, so this is powered by this USB-C, the GMK Tech, but it doesn't then have a separate one for display. And I think that, yeah, I'll compare these in a bit of detail. Very similar, otherwise both 12 gigabytes. This one's got slightly more storage than the Soyon. And yeah, I'll do that in detail and let you know which I would recommend out of these two. And there are lots of other N150s out there to have a look at as well. So cool. Here's the last thing we'll have a look at. This is the XP Pen Note Plus. And no, this isn't an e-ink. This is a notebook as well. But I reviewed the Huion version of this, and I used to have, I still do have it somewhere, but the Wacom Bamboo, which is a very similar idea, Wacom Bamboo Slate, and I actually have enjoyed both of those. So this is, if you're looking for a way to get into digital note taking, this is a valid choice. Just give me 30 seconds and we'll get this out of the box. Any questions, then do go ahead and chuck them in the chat as well. It's just brilliant to be back. It really is. Thanks so much for being here and spending time with me on this live stream. I really enjoy engaging with you guys and answering your questions live. It's a massive support to me. Now, if you do decide that one of the devices that I review here on my channel is for you, then go ahead and check the links in the description. Because when you make a purchase through a YouTuber's affiliate links, you make it possible for us to keep making content for you. Okay, so we should be back up. Yeah. There we go. I always get a bit nervous when Rod's on the stream, because you think, God, Rod's tech's so good that he's, something's going to go wrong and he's going to have a rant about me. Yeah, are some of these minis going to end up being as powerful as some of the towers were? Yeah, well, they already are as powerful as they were, that's for sure. I've done a fair bit of comparison between my previous tower, the new one, and some of the mini PCs and the sort of tiny laptop that I use. And yeah, I've got a video coming soon where I've sort of reused my old parts from my sort of 6-year-old computer, but added a slightly better GPU. And I think that the results are going to be quite surprising, actually, because just a little bit of an improvement on one part, which I didn't even think was the bottleneck, to be honest, I think has really transformed that. And now it's more powerful than some of the minis that were sort of doing really well. Anyway, so it's an interesting point. Yeah, absolutely. Miniaturization is just, it's only going in one direction in terms of how much power we can get there. Yeah, thanks very much, Lady Aeronaut. I love the photo, by the way. Loneliest photo ever, right? It's the entire world. Everybody is in one photo apart from the person that took it. I love that photo. I have a book of the photos from the Hasselblad, which I absolutely love. I think it's absolutely brilliant photos. Anyway, thanks very much. Great to have you all back here as well. Might remind everyone memberships to renew, as yeah, mine was suspended. I had to re-up. Yeah, which is odd because some people had to do that, it seems, and some people didn't. But thank you very much. Anyone who is a member, if you're interested, then that's something that you can definitely do. I need to work out how to do gifting memberships, actually, because I think I'll probably do it through the YouTube one, because gifting memberships is something I use StreamYard, to stream onto my channel. But gifting memberships is something that I should be able to do here. Engage your audience that way. No. Gifting memberships is something that I can do. Here we are. Membership gifting. I should be able to do 10 memberships a month. For free. So I don't know why that isn't just letting me do that there for free anyway, but maybe I'll figure that out for tomorrow's live stream. I'll try my best anyway to figure that out for tomorrow's live stream, and I will do 10 free memberships. I'll try and make sure I use my 10 free memberships a month. Thank you very much for joining. Do appreciate you. I'm all good. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Warm welcome, GCSE and A-Level Maths 2025. You had to re-up as well. Yeah, thanks very much, and see you real soon. Let's get this thing out of the box in a moment as well. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Well done. Welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate the thought there. And do you still use Supernote Nomad? Are you going live now, Rod? I wonder. You'll be in a minute, won't you? Do I still use the Nomad? My wife uses it like all of the time, the Nomad. And I would still be using the Manta if I hadn't started using something else for that reason. Incidentally, by the way, the little cover screen there on the VWiz looks really nice, doesn't it? Yeah, they do a nice job with their screens, it must be said. Okay, so the Note Plus, a Bluetooth smart notebook. What this is essentially is XP Pen's great pen technology. So you see this is a stat that you need to be aware of when you look at pen technology. This is lines per inch, 5,000 lines per inch. So if you think about dots per inch or pixels per inch, that's the resolution of a screen, is in the region of hundreds. Whereas this is in the region of thousands, and EMR pens have lines per inch as their resolution, how many lines, how many vertical or horizontal lines can they do to pinpoint a point on the screen. This is in the region of 5,000, so massively higher resolution than any screen, and therefore any capacitive pen as well. And what you do, basically, you get the app, you can write on it, it's got normal paper inside, and you're going to be writing it with a normal pen, and then it will then translate those handwritten notes when you press the button to send it. When you pair with the thing, it will send those notes to your smartphone or to your connected Android or iOS device, or Android 10 or later, or iOS 14 or later. So there we are, and you should get 14 hours working, 50 days standby time, and then when you turn the page, you just press turn the page, and the pressure levels on the stylus in here, 8,000. So it's a very good quality pen. XP Pen's high quality EMR stylus, and this is a good start if you want to have a good look at digital note taking. This is a good place to start, although I predict that you'll love this and then want an e-ink tablet shortly afterwards. And I also think that in the age of AI, I don't know how necessary this is, and if you love using your notebooks, you don't need to give them up, because what you can do is, for your digital note taking, is you can just take a photo and then put that in and ask it to be transcribed by AI. But you can see they've got a quote from Camus in there as well, who doesn't mind having a quote from Camus on their box. Very, very nice. Here we are. It's very reminiscent of the Huion, actually, which I'll grab that Huion in a second as well. It's very close at hand, pretty much. Oh, that's very nice. The XP Pen make really nice things. They're really high quality. Yeah, very, very similar to the Wacom bamboo slate that I had all those years ago, and the Huion. Oh, that's an improvement though over the Huion, because they've just added a little strap there, so the pen doesn't go missing as well. That's quite cute. So if you just can't get over the lack of seeing your lines and pen, that's a nuisance though, having a magnetic charger. That wasn't necessary. Sure, you could have squeezed in a USB-C somewhere. And in here, you don't just get documentation, but you also get some 5 spare inserts, so you're unlikely to run out of ink anytime soon. And you'll run out of paper before you run out of ink, that's for sure. But you can put any notebook at all in there, which is quite nice. You can put any notebook that just sort of fits inside, an A5 notebook, anything that will fit, that will slip into this little pouch here, then, and that will work just fine. Okay, I'm not going to go ahead and download the app just now, because that's me for one moment, but I'll go ahead and write my name, because for the real Kitbets Masters, please stand up. There is only one Kitbets Masters in the world, I'm pretty sure. Right now, let me know if you know of any others, but there we go. It feels just like a high quality rollerball on paper. No need to talk about whether that's a good paper-like feel, because it is real paper. If you like working on real paper, you can still do that. I don't know if you saw there, a little red light came on as soon as I started working on the screen, and it will have detected those strokes, because underneath there is essentially a EMR drawing tablet, which is just detecting where this pen is in space and tracking the strokes. One thing about these is they can move ever so slightly, the paper, and it means that you aren't always getting the exact same place as where the, if you're having to join up your lines very, very carefully, you know, maybe to draw a diagram, then I don't know, if I draw a square here, and then I want to, if I move the paper slightly, and I want to link that square onto something else, then it might be that I didn't quite get these corners exactly matched up. And so there's an issue there. And also, I guess it's got all those pressure levels, but of course, the line that you draw with the pen is not necessarily the same thickness as the line which is being detected underneath. So there's that. Fascinating though. I think they're really quite nice. I think they're not expensive, which is an important thing. Let's have a little look. How much were these? XP Pen Note Plus, it's called. Is it brand new? Is it not even out on their website yet? XP Pen Notepad. That's the Magic Notepad, which I've said is a very good thing. Magic Drawing Pad. I can't see it anywhere on their own website. So maybe it's just, maybe this is just a bit of a preview. It's quite a nice looking thing. Just one second. This is the Huion chap. As you can see, really similar design indeed. Even down to having a pouch. This does fit on magnetically, but it's very, very loose. So it doesn't stay on for any more than just sort of carrying it from one room to the next. Whereas they've overcome this with having the little strap. But of course, I'll be back with results of testing and a full comparison as well. Thanks so much. Yeah, sorry about that. I think I just had the ISO up a bit too high. It's difficult getting things perfect on camera every single time. I try my best. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you very, very much. It's great to be back. Everybody, thanks just for saying hello. Don't forget to help me out just by going back and having a little watch, like, and share. Importantly, would be so useful. If there's a video that you know has been useful, maybe think about the video that made you decide to buy a certain thing. Then that's perfect timing, isn't it? Then maybe just share that with your I don't know, colleagues or friends or anyone, you know, just if you want to. There's no pressure at all as well, but that would certainly help just sort of reignite the momentum. It's wonderful to be here. Now go across to Rants About Tech, which where Rod will be live streaming as well, and his live streams are really good fun. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the audience for 10 minutes before I have to go and pick up the kids as well. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you. And I will see you all real soon. I'll see you all tomorrow evening. And I'll be putting out like quite a bit of content just to kind of catch up with last weekend that was missed. So go ahead, and if you can watch 3 videos in a row or something like that, that is a really strong signal to YouTube that those videos are good and worth watching. So if you can help me spread that word, then please do. Thanks so much, the Android guy. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I was worried for a minute as well, but I kind of wasn't worried as well because I knew you guys would be here as well. Yeah, loop my books videos while you sleep. Yeah, why not? You don't need to sort of do anything like sort of fake viewing, because you know YouTube is actually clever enough to work out when nobody's watching. It's like they know. And they've added something where if you leave something looping and you're not interacting with the computer or the thing, they know, and they kind of don't count them always as real views and everything like that. So you don't need to do anything nefarious, anything to kind of trick the algorithm, but just enjoy. You know, I'm really glad to be back. I'm glad that you're here, telling me you're glad to be back as well. So just enjoy my content, please. And that in itself, commenting on videos. Sharing, as I said, hitting that like button and making sure you're all subscribed, please. That does just really help. Just you know, let's say, just get that momentum back. Thanks so much once again, and I'll see you tomorrow night.